Hello, everybody, and welcome to Forever Sports. The Stormers have announced they're 23 on Friday, and the rumors were indeed true. John Dobson has officially named Yaqeen Ahemd at 10. He'll make a Stormers debut against the All Blacks. I mean, how's that for one of the coolest possible debuts you could ever have for a franchise? To take on, probably one of the teams that he would have grown up wanting to play, dreaming of playing. I think every single Springbok player, every single sort of rugby fan in South Africa wants to play for the Springboks, wants to play against the All Blacks. That's the whole premise of this rugby's greatest rivalry tour. And now Yaqeen Ahemd will be able to realize those dreams in terms of playing against the All Blacks, but for the Stormers. And it's a pretty decent side. Very good to see as well that Yaqeen has come back to the Cape Town and will be off the bench for John Dobson's men. He was part of the Springbok squad training in Johannesburg earlier this week, but Rassie Erasmus has said that he would like to be able to send sort of players back to their franchises when they can afford to ensure that they are as strong as possible, and more importantly, so that the players can get some game time. And several players who have been sent back to the Stormers are going to feature into this game. Before we get into it, please do smash the like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. This is the 23 that has been named, and some big names over there. For me, probably the biggest name to be able to see is Deon Fourie in the number 6 jersey. Epic to see that he has been able to come back from injury and is be able to be fit to take take the field on Friday. So if we look at the side, 1 through to 15. Vernon Matonga, Andre Hugo Venter, Netlin Bashir in that front row. Big pressure on the likes of Andre Hugo Venter, who's been released from the squad. Big opportunity for the likes of Netlin Bashir, who is on the periphery, really, of being a Springbok, in the squad relatively often in terms of the alignment camps, but hasn't quite always been able to sort of take the next step in the likes of that. So he is on the definitely on the watch list for the Boks, but a little bit further down the pecking order. So an opportunity for him to sort of prove his worth. RJ Smith next to Connor Evans in the middle of that scrum. No JD Schickling. There was rumors that, they confirmed basically that he was back to training, but wasn't entirely fit. And they said they weren't sure if they were going to risk him. So he is not going to be risked this weekend. And there's going to be Connor Evans and RJ Smith. RJ Smith, I think, also a player who needs to sort of stamp his authority, really, on proceedings on Friday night. What a loose trio this is. Deon Fourie, Achieva Daimane, and Evan Ruiz. Very, very quick. Very sort of athletic. Not necessarily the biggest loose trio you'll see, but very, very quick around the park. And it'll be interesting to see how that sort of counteracts maybe some of the things that the All Blacks are going to try and do. We all know that the All Blacks during the Nations Championship were running the ball a lot and moving teams a lot. So it's a very mobile Stormers pack. Imad Khan next to Yaqeen Ahemd. I mean, a big opportunity for Yaqeen Ahemd. But also, Imad Khan's had a bit of a season where he's come of age and really started to put his hand up. And I mean, we saw Asad Muslim having to make the move to Joburg because Imad Khan had kind of leapfrogged him. Obviously, Kobus Reinach, who is in Argentina. So a big opportunity for these two youngsters to really, throw down a bit of a gauntlet. Leon Zas, Sibela Sinatla, Warakalan, plenty of experience in that back three. And then a big opportunity, I think, for one of the centers to come for South African rugby. And that is Jonathan Roach. Big player, quite physical, and likes to really get involved, and will be a very big crash ball. And then Ruan Nel, the captain for this clash on Friday, will bring all the experience in the world. Then off the bench, JJ Kotze, Intuka and Sazi Sunday in the front row. They're going with a 6-2 split that features Ruan Ackerman covering lock, Keke Marabe, and one of the really, really exciting young loose forwards in the country, Wandile Mlabe in the number 21 jersey. Plenty of experience in the likes of Durval Duvanacher, and then you got Wanasila Similani in the number 23 jersey. Does it have enough to beat the All Blacks? Well, I mean, it's going to take a performance of the ages to even consider the prospect of being able to beat the All Blacks. But you know what? It's a good side. Obviously a couple of players missing, and how much they would love to have had a player like a Phil Colo, who's coming there next season. How much they would love to have had a Ben Jason Dixon, obviously a Sasha, a Kobus Reinach. But at the end of the day, this is what a lot of these provincial games are about. It's about young players. It's about new players kind of getting that opportunity to try and make a statement, getting the opportunity to try and see, can they mix it up with the big boys, and it doesn't get bigger than the All Blacks. And I think that's kind of the whole point, is to be able to really test yourself, be able to really see what it's like. This is as close as you're going to get to playing Test rugby without playing Test rugby. And a lot of people are saying that if there was going to be a team that was potentially try and cause an upset, was going to be the Stormers or the Bulls, and probably the sort of best placed teams ready to have a go at this All Blacks. I do think the Lions could be a potential banana skin, given the fact it's a midweek fixture, and that'll make life a bit complicated for the All Blacks. we're waiting to see what the All Black side will look like. It will be named later on today, and all we really know is that Burden Barrett set to start the number 10 jersey. And let's see what Yaqeen Ahemd can do. I mean, he's a player that seems to have everything he needs, really. You know, he's got the pace, he's got the physicality, he's got a really good kicking game. He's nice and big. He gets involved, good ball carrying threat as well. You know, we've got a very, very talented generation of 10s coming through within Sasha, Liam Guillaume. You've got the likes of Yaqeen Ahemd. There's lots of really talented flowerhouse coming through from the schoolboy structures that have very well-rounded games. And this is an opportunity for him. You know, he's been involved in the Bok camp. He's been involved in the SAA game where he got a red card and was suspended, but he scored a very nice try. So he is talk of the town. And this is a game where, you know, we always talk about players, are they ready? And I think that, you know, something like Evan Ruiz, who's not quite been able to do it at an international level, this is an opportunity for him to say, you know, I should be there. I can do this against an international team. Similarly, for example, this is where likes of Yaqeen Ahemd can answer the question, well, where is he? Is he ready for URC? Is he ready for this? Well, he goes and have a great game on Friday. You can sit there saying, well, he might be young, but maybe he is ready for this level. So that's what these players are all playing for. You know, something like a Deon Fourie, he's bringing the curtain down in his career. But imagine if you can add this feather to your cap, that you beat the All Blacks, you know, for the franchise that you have represented for years and years and years. Every single time we look at like vintage games, inverted commas, like Super Rugby back in 2012, 11, and the likes of that, Deon Fourie pops up. You know, his longevity is insane, and he keeps coming back. He keeps trying to make sure that he wants to finish his career at the Stormers on his terms. And what better way to kind of go into the final chapter within your Stormers career than being able to play against the All Blacks? You know, unlikely probably to play for the Boks again, I don't think. But he's definitely, you know, a Stormers, absolute Stormers legend. And this is the kind of games that you want to be able to be part of. And you'll be really sure to get the opportunity. So I'm excited to see what these players could do. Which players are you excited to watch? Let me know down in the comments below. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steve. I'll chat to you soon.